I'm going to take a pen and a doodle pad, and I'm just going to start doing some warm-up of some quilting. So you can do this is a meander, which is like a puzzle piece, and just warm up that way. So I'm just taking my pen and I'm just doing some basic doodling. And this is a good way to stitch and fill in and just go back and forth, and there's no real way to do it right or wrong, but my muscles are warming up. So to do what I did on this project, which is hearts and vines or hearts and doodles, I'm going to draw some hearts and at the center bring it up a curly Q, back and down, and continue. And in no special form, just not really planned out. I'm just going to go from one area to another, filling in the space. And if you get stuck and you're in a space that needs, you could just take a second little loop and just practice. I'm even going to do some upside down. Are my hearts perfect? No, but I'm okay with that because this is my drawing, it's my art, it's organic. And it's fun. And most people who don't quilt are going to look at this and say, oh my gosh, you did this yourself. That's so awesome. So warm up your muscles with either your finger or a pen and a paper before you sit down to quilt. Then when you sit down at your sewing machine, I'm going to recommend you also start with a scrap of fabric and get your settings together and get ready to warm up your muscles on the sewing machine with the needle and thread before you actually start on your finished project. So let's go over to the sewing machine and stitch a little bit. So I've come over to the sewing machine and I'm going to do a little bit of free motion quilting. Now I'm just going to warn you that I don't have my free motion foot on here. So let's pretend that I have my free motion foot on here, or a darning foot, or something that's a little more suitable for free motion quilting. Importantly though, I am able to drop my feed dogs. So I've gone ahead, dropped my feed dogs, and put a straight stitch on. And by dropping my feed dogs, it's allowing me to move my fabric freely in my sewing machine without the feed dogs stopping them. They're usually meant to move the fabric forward, so I can move it freely. You can use lots of different tools to help your free motion quilting, whether it's gloves or hoops, but we're just going to do it organically now. So I'm going to put my presser foot down. I've dropped my feed dogs and I have just a basic straight stitch. And I'm going to practice. I just have a fabric sandwich under here, and I'm just going to start stitching. Now if I hit the presser foot, it's just going to stay in one spot because I don't have the feed dogs to move it, so I have to move it myself. So I'm going to just start with a meander, and I'm just going to go and find my groove. So this is just an all over meander. It takes a little bit of practice to find what I like to say your sweet spot of your hand speed and moving your project and the speed of your machine. So take some time to practice. You can even make notes in a little notebook or on a pattern and write down the settings that you like, whether it's a speed, and you'll find something that's comfortable for you, and then you can refer back to it. So the pattern that I did, which was the hearts on the vine, I am just going to go down and around and come up to make the heart, back to the point, and I'm going to travel with a little loop, make my heart up and around, and my hearts can be different sizes, different shapes, back to the point, up and around, meet it, and curls. I'm going to do a second curl so I can get farther down on the bottom. And it's as simple as that. It's going to take practice, but with practice, you'll get better and better.